course, it's incredibly cold out there. Ouachita Parish, they're on the right where I'm standing. Looks like they're up there 25 plus, 25,000 plus without power. But the freezing rain was much heavier going up I-20 heading into the eastern side of Louisiana on into Mississippi. It was tough yesterday. Northern sections, it was just more sleet and a little bit of snow. So not as many power outages. Here's a few more of the reports from our KTBS3 weather watchers on the mounts that are on the ground currently. Weather watcher Reed Eisenhower in Texarkana, 3.5 inches of sleet on the ground, mostly sleet. 3 inches storm total there for Mr. Wayne Hatfield and Homer. Lighter amounts, although significant for Chuck Cam and Redwater, 1.25 inches on the ground, 2 inches for Jason Patterson there in Atlanta, and across town, Brian Loper in Atlanta. I think his sleet accumulation came out to 3/4 of an inch, and the ice made up a little more of that total. A little bit farther south, June Jones, Elysian Fields, about 1.5 inches. K-Berry and Stonewall estimating about 6 inches on the ground this morning. Farther down the way, you got Barry Howard and Clarence had 1.6 inches of rain frozen in his rain bucket and about 3/8 of an inch of sleet on top of the ice on the ground. Ronnie Vale and Ruston, nearly 6 inches storm total there. 2 inches for Francis Moody there in the Cypress Lake area. So a lot of precipitation sitting on the ground. 2.25 inches for Gary Stratton and Blanchard. 1.5 for Mike Lyles there in Shreveport. 1 inch for Ronnie Hull there in Shreveport, and about an inch for Mark Potter and Bossier City. And those totals are from last night, so it could be a little bit more, especially after last night's second round that came through. Well, we have an extreme cold warning, and that starts up for this evening and goes through Tuesday morning. Extreme cold expected across our Arklatex area. And even got a few snow flurries here. This is our Willis Knighton Mega 3 Doppler radar, so we have a little bit of light precipitation kind of coming across the Marshall area there. And that's where Riley Curry, her live shot was, and you can see that snow falling. Nothing terribly heavy, but anytime you see any freezing precipitation around here is pretty exciting. I know the kids love it. The chance of anything measurable is pretty remote for those snow flurries, but we do have one disturbance out in West Texas that's coming in that will give us a little bit of snow here for the evening, but nothing of any major consequence. And then the precipitation chance really goes away for tomorrow as the sun starts breaking out of the clouds. Temperature-wise, we're in the 20s, 21 up in Idabel, still 19 in Mount Pleasant, 23 in Shreveport, Texarkana, the mid-20s over in Ringgold, Ruston at 27, upper 20s in Natchitoches, and you might recall you're well up in the 30s yesterday, finally getting below freezing there late in the day, and then you got the low 20s over in Carthage and Marshall at 21 there with those snow flurries. Factor in the winds. Well, you got some wind out there, northwest at 13 in Shreveport. So it's cold out there. Magnolia at 13 miles an hour. These are sustained winds, 10 miles an hour there in the Minden area. But then you look at the wind chill, and it makes it feel like it's in the low teens. It's cold out there with that wind. So if you're heading out to go play in the ice or what have you, you'll certainly want to bundle up. What's happening in the big picture, we got one disturbance out in West Texas. That's helping to bring the snow flurries. You can see the brighter colors. That's an indication that we're on the east side of that. That's where the rising area is. That's helping to make the snow flurry action there, the dynamics. And that's, you can see that's a few hours movement coming our way. Last night's disturbance is east of us. It's pushing up now through the Appalachians and racing on up into the northeast, and where you see the green colors, that's where you have a whole lot of snow happening there. Another disturbance is pushing through the Rockies and dropping a little bit of snow up there in northern Colorado, but otherwise it'll just bring some clouds to our area, so not expecting any major storms coming our way anytime soon. Here's the snow flurry action that you see. That one disturbance out in West Texas working our way. And there'll be a little bit of snow there for the early evening, late afternoon, early evening. And then last night's dumping is well up to the north and east of us now, mostly rain and pretty good thunderstorms along a cold front heading in to the Florida Panhandle. And as for temperatures, certainly the deep freeze, an ice skating rink from Jackson all the way to Dallas. If you headed out 20 down to San Angelo where it merges with 10. It's all an ice skating rink there. Austin, a mess, 26. Houston, same deal. It's tough. New Orleans doing pretty good, 42 right now, above freezing, and get up to Oklahoma City, the opposite end of the scale. You're way below freezing there. All right, here's our precision cast. So we'll have a few flurries as we go into the evening hours. Then that disturbance passes by, and behind it, the clouds will start breaking up as it dries out a little bit. And a very cold start to the day. And then by afternoon, a little bit of sunshine out there across the Southland. Temperatures probably rising into the 20s. And then tomorrow night, super cold once again with clear to partly cloudy skies. And then we'll see a little bit of a warm up as we head into the middle part of the week, although way below average temperature wise. All right, for tonight, probably drop down to about 12 degrees. Winds out of the northwest of 10. That'll make it feel like it's near zero out there at that wind chill. Single digits up in Oklahoma and southwest Arkansas along Highway 82 there, Magnolia over toward Atlanta, Texas, and Marshall, about 12, 14 for Natchitoches, and 13 over in the Ruston area. And then tomorrow, we warm up a little bit, get that sunshine going. That'll break up that ice pack on the road surfaces, especially the heavily traveled ones. And I think we'll have infrastructure start kind of thawing out a little bit that we've had such a glazing over with this ice storm. So better weather ahead anticipated for tomorrow afternoon especially. High temperatures near freezing from I-20 north and a little bit above freezing down south. But when you have the sun out there with those temperatures, temperature readings, you'll get a pretty good melt there, it looks like, even though the ice is white colored. The southern areas where you saw just more freezing rain than sleet, you'll probably see a pretty good change in your weather and your road conditions. Northern sections, it'll be another day or so, probably by Tuesday afternoon before you really start breaking that business up. So 30s tomorrow, near 40 on Tuesday, mid 40s on Wednesday, Thursday to mid 40s. Later in the week, there's a slight chance of a little shower activity, perhaps some snow flurries, but not a huge chance right now that I can see, but it does stay well below the average highs up near 60 and the nighttime averages in the 30s. But looks like we might have a chance to thaw out a little bit about a week from today with high temperatures in the 50s. Okay, that's it for now. We'll see you back here in about an hour. It's about 45, 50 minutes from now. We'll get you updated on the latest, or at least the aftermath of our latest winter storm. Back to you.